Hello YouTube. Today we're going to do more of an AV style video. We're going to take a look at some video cables for the Nintendo GameCube, and we'll be testing those on this old Philips CM8833 color monitor from the late 80s to early 90s. So, without further ado, let's actually just dig into what we're going to do. Here in Europe, RGB is pretty hard to come by. At least we have different standards than people would typically get in the United States and whatnot. This type of monitor that you see here, this Philips 8833, is pretty common even overseas. But the main problem is, if I can actually bring that up here, is as you can see, this one does not come with a 9-pin D-sub connector like the American models do. This one comes with a very strange proprietary, there we go, RGB port right here. Everything else is pretty much box standard. You have composite video, analog audio, mono of course. Here's that proprietary RGB connector, and then we have SCART, which is pretty much the universal standard, or has been universal standard, for VCRs, DVD players, set-top boxes, pretty much everything. All peripherals that output an RGB signal could be connected to the SCART port for video out. This is a VCR switch, which does absolutely nothing, and of course some other adjustments. But today we're going to talk about this SCART connector. This RGB connector, I have never been able to find any reference for what it actually is, or whether there are any adapters for it. So if someone could actually shed some light on that, I would be very happy, especially if there is a way to convert this to VGA. That would be very nice. It's not really doable with the SCART for some reason. I guess you have to do some trickery there, but these machines or these monitors are very common in the Amiga scene to be connected through VGA, so there are probably some adapters for that. Maybe even for the European model. Here's a pretty nice speaker. Now, taking a look at the Nintendo GameCube, if we take a look around the back, we have a digital video port, which was never really used, except for some proprietary Nintendo component cable, and the analog video out, which we'll be using anyway. So, like I said, I was going to talk about some AV cables. Now, this is the default cable that comes with the GameCube. Plugs into the AV port, and it gives you standard RCA jacks for composite video and stereo audio, left and right. The problem is, we all know composite video isn't really that great of video quality, so we need to find something better. Unfortunately, as video is not really an option for this European GameCube, because quite frankly, I couldn't get my S-Video to work. I've ordered a couple of cables, but none of them would work in standalone S-Video mode. Probably because it's NTSC encoded and I have a PAL GameCube. But it's, even when I ordered specific PAL cables, it would still just not work. This GameCube, for some reason, will not output S-Video at all. So that's not the way to do it, I guess. To get better video quality, we'll have to switch to something else. Now, earlier I showed you SCART. And it is very typical to adapt with one of these blocks from SCART to composite and audio left and right. You can see here, not all of the pins are populated. That means that this SCART connector is only wired to do composite video out. If this thing also had S-Video on it, it would be labeled for the full RGB color spectrum and image quality. But it is not. This is the default Nintendo adapter block. So in order to get better quality, you would have to get something that supports the full RGB color scheme, like S-Video. S-Video doesn't work. So what do? We get some more SCART in our lives. Oh yeah! So this is, on this end, the standard GameCube analog video port connector thing. And this is a SCART with all of the pins populated for full RGB spectrum. Now, in theory, this adapter should give us the best possible quality over, that we can get out of this GameCube for now, without going HDMI upscalers and whatever the fuck. So, it's actually very interesting, because I don't know how this is going to work out. So, without further ado, let's actually plug this damn thing in. Go in there, sucker. And plug this into the back of the Philips. And whatnot. You know what? I'm going to hook up the GameCube, and I will switcheroo with all the thingies and thingamajigs, and we will take a look at how the GameCube looks in-game with the SCART adapter. And if anything happens at all. Okay, well, I apologize about the flicker, and there might be some high-pitched noise going on. That's because this is a very old monitor. But yeah, let's see what it does if we turn on the GameCube. There we go, need to switch inputs. At least the SCART adapter is actually outputting any video at all, which is better than what the S-Video adapter did. Let's see, I think we need to stick to 50 Hz mode on this display. So that's not trolling too hard. Alright. Nintendo's. Let me get you a better angle here. Let me adjust some settings here. Oh yeah. That is fancy looking, guys. Let's jump into my best save game of all. With Zelda Twilight Princess. E. Shit's reflective, yo. Yep, it's pretty dark. See if we can brighten it a little bit. Looks very nice, very crisp. Even more so than I remember this game being, so that's good. But just for good measure, let's actually switch to the other profile. Well, actually, you know, I think actually that menu was actually sort of good. Let's do that. Yeah, this is the wrong profile. Let's see. But yeah, the image is very crisp. It's better than I've ever seen before on this screen. And I used to play all of my games on this monitor actually back in the day. Mostly for my NES, but this is fine as well. So there we go, now we can get a good idea of the crispness of the image. I mean, just... that text is absolutely crisp. Just from even just a small distance, like typical watching distance for a screen, it's really nice looking. So, actually what I'm gonna do is hook up the composite to the native composite output of the monitor, and we're going to see if that makes any difference or not. Of course, the nastiness of that being that we have to get into the back of the GameCube as well. But yeah, let me set this up real quick. Okay, well, I'm ready to switch video outputs now. So now we're going to disconnect the SCART and connect the regular composite. Yeah, that's a massive difference. Oh, wow. It's just, wow. It's night and day, guys, really. I mean, this is perfectly crisp. It's very nice looking. But as soon as you switch back to composite, this text is no longer very crisp at all. It is very blurry in real life. And so are these buttons. It's all smeared like typical composite video is. Running it through native SCART is absolutely night and day. Wow. Really wasn't expecting it to be this much of a difference. Especially since all of these cables that I bought from the internet were pretty much busted or didn't work really well. So I guess I no longer need to use S-Video. Also means that I can't actually record from this thing unless I get a SCART to S-Video converter again. But that doesn't really bug me too much, honestly. But yeah, it's really looking very, very nice now. This is really, really pretty. I'm gonna test this out on my HD TV, and we're gonna see how that looks, but, well, not we, just me. But this is just, wow, this is night and day, guys. Just the menu alone is much prettier. Can't say so much for the game itself, but definitely, it's just, you know, if the small things are already much nicer, it's already a big success for me. This is going to look very, very nice on the HD TV, I think. Not as smeared and as blurry as it was. And the good thing is, if I ever get a Super Nintendo or another N64, we'll be able to use the same cable, which is a nice bonus. Alright, so I guess it's time to conclude this video of testing this SCART cable with my Nintendo GameCube, and it's really a massive difference. I really don't know if it's going to come through on video at all. I mean, probably doesn't. I can't really record direct input from just, you know, anything other than the composite output, so it's a bit difficult. But I can definitely tell you, the text is much crisper. It's just overall much more clean looking than it was before. And it's a great success. And that for just, you know, a $3 cable from China. I mean, I wasn't really expecting too much, but this just makes all the difference. Hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. And yeah. By the way, I really just want to to know more about that input on the back, by the way. Just before I forget, I just need to rephrase that and stress that out, that I really want to know what the thing is. So, if you know about the thing, and if you know if there are any adapters or what the port itself is called, send me an email, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.